It was pitch black. "Are you frightened?" said Gretel. Of course not," said Hansel. When the moon had risen, Hansel took Gretel by the hand and showed her how they could follow the trail of white pebbles. "What a clever brother I have," said Gretel. It took them the rest of the night to get out of the forest. When the children arrived home at daybreak, the woodcutter's wife was shocked and infuriated, although she quickly pretended to be glad to see them. "We thought you were never coming back," she said. Hansel and Gretel believed the worst to be over. But soon there came another famine, and the woodcutter's wife began to fret. "There's hardly enough for the two of us to eat," she said to her husband. "We'll simply have to take the children back to the woods." "Not again," whispered Gretel. "Don't worry," said Hansel. But when he went to gather up more pebbles, he found the door bolted. She had seen to that. The next morning, the children were given a bit of bread, and the family set off. Every few paces, Hansel turned around to strew a handful of breadcrumbs behind him. "Why are you tarrying, Hansel?" said his father. "I'm looking back at my white pigeon on the roof," said Hansel. "Simpleton!" cried the woodcutter's wife. "That isn't your pigeon. That's the morning sun on the chimney." When they came to the most forbidding part of the forest, the woodcutter's wife said, "You will wait here while your father and I gather wood. We will be back soon." Hansel and Gretel did not believe her. At midday, Gretel shared her bread with Hansel. Soon, as they did before, they fell asleep. And when they awoke, it was pitch black. "Ooh," said Gretel. "When the moon rises," said Hansel, "we will follow the trail of breadcrumbs out of the woods." But when the moon rose, they found no breadcrumbs. The birds in the forest had eaten them all. "We'll never get out," cried Gretel. They wandered on, deeper and deeper into the forest, eating whatever berries they could find. When they'd been away from home for 3 days, a snow-white bird appeared. "Let's follow it," said Hansel. The snow-white bird led them to a clearing where there was a small house made of cookies and candy, spun sugar and cake. It was like no house they'd ever seen. Being terribly hungry, the children set about having a regular feast. Hansel broke off a piece of roof cake, and Gretel tried a bit of window sugar. It was all as good as it looked. Suddenly, they heard a shrill voice from inside.
"Nibble, nibble, little mousie, who's that nibbling on my housie?"
The door flew open.
"What's this?"
Said a lady who Gretel was sure was a witch.
"Two tasty, pretty children have come to stay. Now don't be alarmed, my angels. I'm really very sweet."
And she took Hansel and Gretel by the hand and led them inside